Okay, good morning. Welcome to another fun video of greetings from the apocalypse. Boy, that didn't turn out well. But anyways, greetings from the apocalypse. Today, I'm going to be interviewing Alexis Keenan, who is the owner of Alexis Keenan Video. She's a videographer, and she does amazing videos for businesses. She's been in business for 12 years as a videographer, her own business for 8. And she does these well-crafted, very unique and interesting videos that talk about different businesses. Each one of her videos is very different because they speak to the jam of each unique business. So today we're going to be talking about how you're sitting in your home office now, creating some content for your clients, and we're looking to give you some ideas on how to do it more successfully. So welcome, Alexis.
Thank you, Shoey.
So good to see you.
You too.
Okay, so during the pandemic, people have been resorting to all kinds of ways to connect with their clients and to work. And one of them has been an explosion of online video chatting and conferencing. And I'm wondering, do you have any idea how many more people are doing, like, is there a percentage to how much people are engaging online?
I mean, I'm going to have to hazard a guess. I'd say at least 80%. You know, some people might have just said, all right, I'm on vacation now. But for the most part, if you're still trying to get business and you still need to communicate with your clients, you're either shooting video on your phone to share or you're doing Zoom chatting, FaceTime, anything like that. So I'd say it's a very high percentage of those that are now faced with camera technology.
Right, yeah, and I know even for myself as a photographer, video is a whole different animal. So I've been experimenting with it myself, and I find it to be great and challenging at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me just start with asking. There's two, as far as I can tell, there's two very different kinds of videos that people are doing. Mm-hmm. Some are conferencing and some are more demonstration. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about the differences and how one would approach those two different kinds of video?
Yeah, so we'll start with conferencing. It's probably usually on a Zoom chat or any kind of FaceTime situation. And generally you're putting yourself in maybe a presentation mode. You've got slides, you want to put yourself in an authority position. So the camera's facing you, you have to make sure that looks good, and you're probably recording it. The other option is you're using your smartphone and you're doing a demonstration. Say if you're a massage therapist, you want to talk about how you can do self-massage, or if you're a chef, you want to, show some home things that you can do. You're probably going to want to use your smartphone for that. Or even if you just want to do a quick little video talking about some information, it's just, a talking head video like you and I are right here, just with your smartphone. So there's two, it's Zoom or phone.
Okay. And is one better than the other in your opinion? I mean, some people only have one option, but.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on that sort of fall onto what's going to give you the highest quality. And if you have a very new smartphone, I'm going to say that the smartphone is probably going to give you the best quality. But sometimes, if you're presenting to a large group of people, then you should probably use your computer rather than your smartphone, just because it's going to have more ability to handle all of that.
Yeah.
So I think it depends very much on what you're doing. But quality-wise, image-wise, the smartphone is probably my top choice.
Okay, great. Okay. So let's see. So one of the things that, like, the big topic of discussion today is how to set up your home workplace and your home studio so that people look and sound the best.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you a bit about, the different broadcasting platforms, Facebook, Live, YouTube, Google, Hangout, whatever, as well as equipment.
Mhm.
So where do you want to start? You want to talk about equipment first or the platforms?
Let's do platforms real quick.
Okay.
So I think platforms, the best platform to use, unless you're doing live. So if you're doing live, Facebook is great. I also have experienced using YouTube Live, which is similar. You can still chat. I think a lot of people like the chat ability with Facebook. You can do that with YouTube, which is pretty awesome. And I believe there's live in Instagram as well. But YouTube and Facebook for live streaming. If you are creating videos that you're then sharing online, I would recommend using YouTube just because it is next to it. Google owns it. So it's part of their search engine. And if you have any SEO thoughts at all, I would definitely use YouTube because that's going to keep propagating you and pushing you to the top of the search pages. Additionally to that, once you upload your video to YouTube, you get a link that you can use to share across all social media platforms. So you don't have to upload the video every time you open a new social media platform. It's ready to.
That's great because I know a lot of businesses are concerned with SEO and our time is valuable. So sitting around and having to re-upload is kind of a pain in the neck.
Exactly.
That's good. Yeah. Do you know, because I think I told you I used Facebook for my little video, and I was really impressed with how you can do the captioning. I thought that was a fantastic feature. Do you know, does YouTube allow you to do that?
Yes. YouTube, I do believe, has a feature where you turn it on and it automatically does it for you. So when you're uploading your video, it's just like a slidey toggle button or something, and it says, yeah, allow YouTube to create captions, which is great. It's not 100% accurate. They might flub some words a little bit, but ultimately you get the gist, and I think it's a wonderful feature if you don't want to go in and make your own captions for everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, the technology. All right, so do you want to jump into talking about equipment?
Yeah. And I know, for photography, there's, a lot of differences too. So I'm interested in, so for video, you need continuous light. And I know for photography, it can be flashes.
Right.
Basically, the key for good video is light. You want to make sure that you're not shooting at night or in a dark room. And you want to make sure that the light is on your face and not behind you. So I've got some windows, and Shoey and I were sort of playing with my background as we were setting up, and she's saying, close the blinds, and, so we can sort of dim it down a little bit. But yeah, it's bright, but I have light in front of me to help highlight my face. It's also daylight. And if you don't have something, we're all kind of in close quarters here, and you might not have the most control. Think about lights that you have in other rooms. Maybe you have a floor lamp somewhere where you can bring it in to put it in front of your face. Just make sure that you've got yourself lit, because you're the main attraction. You don't want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, in your room, after you closed your blinds behind you and to the side of you, it just, for me as watching you, it created a nice white, non-distracting background. Before, there was so much light coming out that it was dominating you. And when I also saw things through your window, I also thought that was competing with you. So
yeah,
it was like a nice way to clear off your background just by like blowing it out, having too much light but not too much light. So yeah, it looks very attractive.
Yeah.
Speaking of attractive, God, I need a haircut.
Your hair looks great, Shoey.
Yeah, I cut my own. So, anyways, yeah. And so, I'm in my bedroom right now, which I don't really necessarily want people to know I'm in my bedroom, even though I just told you I am. So I angled the computer to the corner
Hmm.
And that way I created, you know, a more empty open space. So you don't have to see that I have a bed and closet and stuff over there.
Yeah.
So there are ways that even in tight quarters, you can create a cleaner, more professional looking workspace so that people don't really need to know where you are.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And it's really important these days, just because we're all on technology. There's not really an excuse to become lazy. You know, we want to put our, you know, best foot forward with these videos, especially if we're businesses. So
And
yeah.
look, I even put on lipstick.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little mascara, you know, kind of fluff the hair.
I will say I am wearing my pajama bottoms, but you don't need to know that either.
That's fine. As long as you don't have to stand up for any reason in the video and then
Yeah, so
yourself.
it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking good on the top is really what's important.
Mhm.
So, okay, so let's be more professional here. Let's talk about some of our equipment that we're going to need. So we know you need a nice, clean, well-lit space.
Mhm.
What else would you say as far as equipment that makes good quality video?
A tripod or a pile of something. So for example, you want your camera to be kind of eye level, not looking up your nose. So I actually put my computer on an upside down pot. So, you know, something to
Okay,
lift
good
it.
idea.
If you have a selfie stick or maybe something that you can put your phone on so that it's not held by a family member and it's, you know, dancing, something to keep it stable. I think that's, if you're going to buy anything for recording videos, a tripod is my number one top choice. You can find lights anywhere in your house, but unstable video is almost, in my opinion, unwatchable unless
Yeah.
you've got a plan for all that shake, like you're pretending Godzilla's in town or something.
Okay, tripod, very important. Like it could be one of those gorilla pods or
Yes. Yeah. Hmm.
anything.
Gorilla pods are fun. If the audience doesn't know, it's got bendy legs, so you can wrap it around things like tree branches or a coat rack or anything. It's really cool.
Yeah, really cool. Okay, very cool. Um, how about sound? You know, I've seen so many videos where the sound is just horrible.
Yeah. There, you want to make sure if you don't have gear, make sure that you are close enough to your camera to get good sound. Try not to shout from across the room. Also make sure that, you know, your pet's toenails are clipped or your kids are being quiet in the other room. Or you can get some mics that you can plug into your camera, your phone, to help enhance the video a little bit. Just be aware of everything in the room. I mean, we're all at home now, so it's going to catch all the audio that's there, not necessarily just you. So make sure that you're the only thing that's making noise if possible.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the other day I was doing a Zoom and I used some Bluetooth earbuds,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently that really messed up the quality. I had to take.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. It just sounded very staticky or something like that.
Huh.
That's
Um,
that's not normal.
I wouldn't think so, but I mean, it could have been a connection thing. But yeah, I think usually I would say Bluetooth headphones, especially for Zoom, is good just because it kind of helps to cancel out other noise. The microphone is close to your mouth. You don't have, you know, big honking ears like I've got these giant things that's, you know, they're
That makes
great,
it look
but
very professional.
they're not super great looking. um, so yeah, usually I would say having that microphone there, but you know, we're all doing a lot of IT work ourselves these days, and you know, it could be maybe the cable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about experimenting with what you have, I suppose. Yeah. Um, and then we were talking about just the background and backdrop.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like I was saying in photography, it's really important to not have a cluttered environment.
Hmm. Yeah.
Then, yes, same with you.
Yeah, absolutely the same. I mean, with photography and video, you're capturing an image of somebody or something, and you want to make sure that that subject is the main point of interest. So if
Mhm.
you do have a cluttery background, people's eyes are going to be going to that.
Yeah.
Um, So, I mean, if you are in a space where you can't just have a white wall, then try and make sure that whatever is back there is not super interesting. Like, I've got a plant, you know, we all know what a plant is. So
Right.
hopefully I'm more interesting than the plant.
You are.
If I had, you know, like a pile, I mean, my background's not as tidy behind my shoulder as it could be. But
You can strategically.
yeah, you know, you can kind of place your body to hide these things. So yeah, just sort of be aware, make sure that you don't have, you know, a child playing, you know, video games in the back or something like that to reduce distractions from yourself.
You know, I will say, as a photographer, and I see this in our little video that we're doing today, that when people's eyes just naturally go straight to the brightest thing in the room, in the frame. And so if you could be the brightest thing in your room, then people are more likely just to look at you. So I see it in yours, my eyes. So I just got a phone call, and so that just reminded me of something I learned technologically speaking is you need to turn on your airplane mode while you're on Zoom, otherwise you'll get phone calls.
Yeah.
So
same with recording smartphones. Yeah. It helps.
Yeah. You don't want to be interrupted like I just did. Okay. Oh, you and I have the same feeling about this kind of light that's very popular. It's the ring light.
Yes.
If people don't know what that is, it looks like a donut where you put your phone in the middle to get this nice even light. But Alexis, tell me your feeling about ring lights. I think we share it.
Yeah, we absolutely do share it. The ring light's great. It has light right in front of you, so you can be sure that you're the most well-lit thing in the frame. But it does cast this ring. Your eyes reflect the light, so you've got this kind of alien ring in your eyes, which could be a desirable look for some, maybe, but it's very distracting and kind of creepy.
It's a freaky thing. Agreed. So pluses and minuses. You get beautiful quality of light, but you look like an alien. So it's up to you what you choose to do. Yeah, I would say if you can position, if it's daylight and the light is not coming directly onto your face, if you could position yourself near a window or near a light where it's coming this direction, then you get a nice round look to you, but you're not looking freaky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, a table lamp or a floor lamp that you can bring over will do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. I had some questions about the length of a video.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
That's important. So generally people have short attention spans. It might have shifted a little bit since we're all kind of sheltered in place right now. But my general rule of thumb is videos no longer than 90 seconds. However, you can play with that a little bit. Like, for example, usually you would have a longer, maybe 10-minute conversation with a customer or client. You can do that with video, and I don't want to encourage people to shy away from that. But, you know, let people know as they tune into the video that it's about to be a ride, you know. So say, hey, we're going to cover this, and I've got all this really great information for you guys, so it's going to be 10 minutes, and you know, we got this. Something to sort of, you know, get them their adrenaline pumping and get them primed and ready to go into your video. You can always introduce yourself in a shorter video elsewhere, and then sort of have the rest of the information sort of in shorter or like 5-minute increment videos. Kind of play with it.
Okay.
But yeah, paying attention to video length is good. If you feel like you're just sort of talking and droning on, maybe consider separating your information into separate videos.
Oh, so if I were to, let's say, like I'm going to do a little tutorial today on some sort of photography. I know I can go on and on because it's so interesting to me, but I don't want to bore people to death. You would say, I could say, hey, I'm going to do a 3-part series, and then just break it up into 3 parts.
Exactly. Yeah. You could
That's
do
good.
lighting, framing, you know, smile. and they see 3 different videos, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, nice. All right, that's great. And I do like the idea of warning people, strap on your seatbelt.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, very nice. Oh, here's a question that I have. I feel like I've solved it maybe, but my question is, where do people look? I feel like I want to look at you, which is there, but then I look like I'm looking down, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You solved it. Look into the lens. Yeah, it's especially with smartphones and Zoom and everything. We always are sort of attracted to the moving thing. So I could look at myself and check my hair, and I could look at Shoey because she's the one talking. But you actually want to look at the lens, which seems really awkward. But that way it looks like you're actually talking to the person. Like Shoey, you can see my eyes looking at you. So that makes you feel more seen than if I was looking at you on the screen.
Like the Brady Bunch,
exactly. It takes a little bit of mental gymnastics to say, okay, look at the lens, don't look at Shoey, look at the lens. And the same as if you're shooting your own smartphone video where the screen is facing you and you can see yourself. It'll reduce your nerves if you look at the lens and not, focus on how your mouth is moving while you talk or something like that.
Right. Yeah. So I think that once you sort of clue into that, you need to just train yourself, and it's a lot easier to look at the lens once you sort of train yourself. But it does take practice.
It does.
Because, looking at yourself is such a desirable thing. Okay, so gosh, I know we had a lot of questions to discuss, but is there something that we were missing?
No, I think we got everything. Yeah.
I do want to say one thing, which is Alexis has a wealth of knowledge, and she's giving classes. She does consultation. She has 3 different classes, which please talk about, so that if you want to get to know more about your situation and how you can improve your online presence. Alexis, what do you got?
Yeah, so I do have a 30-minute free consultation. So if you're completely new to video and you don't know what to know, I've got that. I also have a class that's designed specifically to enhance your video quality with what you have around the house. You don't need to own any extra gear. All you need is a smartphone. And another class that if you do have some gear or you want to purchase gear, maybe you've been shooting video for a while and you want to up your game, that class is specifically designed for those people. And then maybe you want to talk about how to organize your information into maybe a series or a course, or you want to talk about scripting or anything like that. I have private sessions for that as well. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
What's the best way for people to contact you?
The best way is through email. You can email me at alexis.keenan@gmail.com.
Okay.
And my website, alexiskeenan.com, is another in.
Nice. And we'll post it below. Yeah. Okay. Well, gosh, great. Thank you so much for your conversation and your great information.
Thank you, Shoey. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Okay. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.